Towanda is called red-handed lying. Hey y'all, it's Simply Shaquila, the Southern Belle Bombshell, and I'm back to review the Braxtons Season 2, Episode 2. So it starts in the recap of Tamar asking Towanda about the wedding planning. Tamar says that she's been relieved of her duties. Towanda is saying, who relieved you? Tamar said that she was disinvited. Towanda said, nobody disinvited you. We were told you didn't want to film with us. Tamar said, I don't want to film with y'all because y'all sent a cease and desist and tried to ruin my business. Okay, we finally getting somewhere. They're finally being honest. So Tamar has her podcast. Ashley tells her truth, tell her story. Tamar is proud of her. She apologizes again. I think that's headed in the right direction. Tamar has a shoot for her promo for the tour that she's going on with October London. There was some issue with the prop. The drink should it be a martini instead of, why was it a martini instead of a Long Island iced tea? People come to her shows to pop, lock it, and drop it, not to sip on no martini. And Tamar, you are delusional. Nobody is going to a Tamar concert to pop, lock it, and drop it. You don't even have no pop, lock it, and drop it music. Hot Sugar Girl, that didn't even make the charts because nobody's listening to that song and nobody wants to pop, lock, and drop it to no Hot Sugar. What other music do you have to pop, lock it, and drop it to? Girl, you are not a pop star. You are an R&B diva. You got the throatage and the voice and the songs for R&B. I know that's the same category as your sister, and you don't want to stand on the stage in a long gown and sing because that's what Tony does. But guess what, boo? That kind of does work for you too. It do. Okay, you can be different and stand out with your personality as you already do. But just because you standing on stage looking pretty and singing, that does not mean it's giving Toni Braxton, because it's not. Y'all are two different artists. Y'all make two different types of R&B, but you are truly an R&B singer. And I ain't gonna lie, if I was to come to a Tamar Braxton concert, I don't want to see you on stage shucking and jiving and doing all that extra stuff. I want to see you standing up, sitting down, looking beautiful, and singing your throat off. I don't need to see you up there attempting to dance. Come on, Tamar. You are being a little delusional when it comes to your target audience and your brand. I guarantee you ain't nobody coming there to pop, lock it, and drop it. Okay, your most popular songs are those songs for a reason. Vince was not lying when he said, yeah, you need to be in a gown standing up singing or sitting down singing. You don't need to be shuffling across the stage. That ain't you. And I don't think anybody comes to your concerts to see you do that. We want to hear that beautiful voice of yours and hear you sing the house down, sing the roof down, boo. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to do no pop locking and dropping. You ain't even got no pop locking and dropping music. You do have a diva attitude now. Like the way that you be coming off, it gives diva. It gives entitled, and it does not give somebody that's handling their business in a professional manner with a authoritative attitude. Those are two different things. I know you have to be authoritative, affirmative in your approach when it comes to handling business, specifically as a woman and especially as a Black woman. That's what you got to do. You got to be firm and you have to be direct. However, the behavior that you display don't give firm, direct, and about your business. It gives bratty, diva, who you getting mad at, who you telling on. Like, it gives very much attitude, very much all that. And I mean, it's a reputation that comes with that. Okay? And it just so happens that you do have a diva attitude when it comes to handling your business. But shout out to you for being there for Ashley, though, and for speaking your truth and being honest with your sisters and finally speaking up and saying what the real true issues is within your family. And Towanda got hit by a car. OMG. Like, wow, I'm so surprised that she still went on her trip because she was pretty banged up. Like, that lady must have really just did not see her the way that she got banged up. That's sad. But she still went on the trip, and then she was saying how she was crying about her sisters not being there for her. And while I feel her on that, like, this is your special moment. You want your sisters to want to be there for you. First of all, you lied about saying that you didn't want Tamar to come. And I feel like Tamar is back on the show as a full-time cast members because she has some producer credits, like meaning she has some input on how the show is edited and aired. And yeah, Towanda, we see you telling the role runner that you don't want Tamar to be there because she would have effed it up anyway, but you on here crying wolf talking about some you want your sisters to want to be there. Meanwhile, you really don't want Tamar to be there. And I feel like that's why Tamar came back on the show as a full-time cast, because she has some input so things won't look as if she's the problem when she's really not. So I'm excited to see how this is going to play out, because Towanda is caught red-handed lying, okay, about wanting Tamar to be there. Like, you did not want your sister there. And it's okay if you don't like your sister. Like, you can say that. It's not okay, but I mean, tell the truth, shame the devil. It's better to just be like, you don't like her ways, or you don't like how she goes about things. Because I did see that old clip, Ayanna being trying to help them from years ago, y'all. I saw that clip. It was so old, where Towanda was like, when Tamar left the Braxtons, Towanda didn't know, Trina didn't know, everybody else knew, and then Tamar tried to sugarcoat it. I could see that happening, because I feel like a similar thing happened when Tamar got her spin-off show on WeTV, Tamar and Vince. She was like, well, I'm getting a show and y'all can be on it if y'all want to. And I could see her saying it like that instead of coming taking a different approach. I could see her just saying it very aloofly and kind of like sugarcoating it. And she probably feels guilty for getting her own like different endeavors separate from her sister. But you should just stand true and firm in that. Like, you were afforded this opportunity. Sorry, y'all wasn't, but everything ain't gonna be afforded to everybody, because everybody ain't got the I and the T, boo. Okay, so Towanda probably just has some resentment towards her about everything, pretty much, from when they were a trio all the way up until now, from the show and everything else. So I feel like, yeah, they really need to say what it really is and stop like beating around the bush. Towanda did try to say that, you know, in one of the previous seasons, that the way that Tamar goes about her own endeavors, she does it in a sneaky way instead of just being upfront, which I could kind of see that being a problem. But Towanda, why are you so mad at it though? Like, I mean, it just is what it is. And also, I know that Towanda doesn't like the fact that Tony and Tamar weren't there, supposedly. But you do have a sister here. You do have Trina there to support you. She's been helping you. You're so focused on what you don't have that you need to be focusing on what you do have. And that would bring you a lot more joy, peace, and happiness in your life. Trust me, because I know, okay? I used to be a glass half empty type of person, focusing on what and who was not there. And I did that for a lot of my life. But here recently, I don't look at the glass half empty anymore. I look at it as half full. And when I tell you that changes your perception and your mindset about things, which in turn changes your reality. You know, you cannot focus in on the lack, because that's all you're going to draw into your life is more lack. You have to focus on who, what, when, where, what is there. That's what you need to focus on, not what's not, because you'll bring more of that happiness and more of the things that you like, more of the things that you want, more of the things that bring you peace and happiness into your life when you focus on what you already have that provides that for you. So yeah, okay, this season is getting good and we're getting somewhere, and I'm ready for episode 3 to see how this all plays out. And I want them to do a reunion for this season, the end of this season, like how they did in season 1, and Wendy was the host. I feel like they should do a sit down reunion to kind of talk about everything that happens this season. That would be really good. And I would love to see them go back to Ayanna. Like, I feel like they have some unresolved issues. And if y'all gonna put it out there, y'all might as well put it out there and let us see it, okay? So yeah, y'all, I don't have much to say this video. I'm trying to pump these videos out, y'all. Like, I'm trying to be consistent, so I'm kind of playing catch up because it's Wednesday and a new episode come out Friday. I'm gonna try to actually record the reviews the same day that I see the show and upload it on the same day as well, so I can feel like I'm caught up. But yeah, let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with what I said? Are there some things that you noticed this episode that stood out to you? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next week for the next one.